University Challenge. Asking the questions and more ranting.
Hello and welcome to University Challenge. Tonight's match is the second of this series' semi-finals. Last time, we saw Imperial College London become the sixth team from their institution to reach the final of this competition, and whoever wins this match will join them. The team from UCL got here tonight via the shortest route possible. They beat King's College Cambridge in round one, Hertford College Oxford in round two and Christ Church Oxford in their first quarter-final, but most impressively came back from a score of -10 to beat Trinity College Cambridge in their second. Along the way, they've scored full marks on topics ranging from medieval literature to the quilts of Faith Ringgold, and very little has stumped them entirely, though they have on more than one occasion talked themselves out of correct answers. With an average score per game of 195, let's meet them for the fifth time.
Good evening, everyone. My name's James Hall. I'm from North Finchley in London, and I'm studying law.
Hi, I'm Ali Izzet-Dust. I'm from Portugal and Azerbaijan, and I'm studying for a Masters in Intellectual History.
And their captain.
Hiya, I'm Tayana Saw. I'm from North London, and I'm studying medicine.
Hello, I'm Jacob Finlay. I'm from Cranley in Surrey, and I'm studying a Masters of Public Administration.
Now, the team from Manchester have only one blemish on their record so far. They beat Trinity College Cambridge on a tie-break in round one, Edinburgh in round two and Birkbeck in the first of the quarters, but lost their second quarter-final to Imperial, despite getting off to a strong start. Their deciding match against Christ Church Oxford was a close and rather scrappy affair, but Mr Grady ultimately secured their spot in the semis with a last-gasp buzz on Simone de Beauvoir. They've been very impressive on subjects ranging from short stories to South American cities, but know disappointingly little about the career of my hero, Shane Warne. And their average score is 165. Let's meet them again.
Hi, I'm Blumedelis Reyes-White. I'm from Franklin, Massachusetts, and I'm studying genetics.
Hi, I'm Ilya Kuhlman. I'm from London, and I study medicine.
And their captain?
Hi, I'm Harrison Hedera. I'm from Letchworth Garden City, and I'm studying for a PhD in materials.
Hi, I'm Dan Grady. I'm from Burton-on-Trent, and I'm studying maths.
Well, it's very good to see you guys back here. Feeling ready? Well, you need to be. For a place in the finals, then. Fingers on buzzers. Here's your first starter for 10. Identify the poet who wrote these lines. About suffering, they were never wrong, the old masters.
UCL Izzet-Dust.
Auden.
It was Auden, yes. Well done. Your bonuses are on the plays of Arthur Miller. The opening monologue of the 1956 version of which play by Miller contains the lines, "This is the gullet of New York, swallowing the tonnage of the world." The character who speaks these lines is an Italian-American lawyer working on the waterfront.
So not The Crucible, not Death of Salesman.
Those are the only two I know.
Can I think of
Did he write Clarence Darrow? Or, he's not Italian, but he is a lawyer.
Find out.
Okay, nominate Finlay.
Clarence Darrow?
No, it's The View from the Bridge. Which 1947 play by Miller opens with a conversation between Keller and Frank Luby discussing the contents of a Sunday newspaper?
I've not seen it.
No, I don't know.
The one you said that wasn't.
No,
Crucible, Death of a
Could be
Salesman.
Death of a Salesman.
Go for the Crucible. No, it can't.
No, it's not
No,
Crucible.
Death of a Salesman.
No, it's All My Sons. In some editions, the setting of which 1953 play by Miller is described in the play's overture as a New Jerusalem, which is at risk of corruption from wrong ways and deceitful ideas.
That's
The Crucible.
That is The Crucible, yes. First line of question now. First proposed in a 1742 letter to Leonhard Euler, which mathematician's unproved conjecture is now usually...
Manchester Hedera.
Goldbach.
It is Goldbach. Well done. Your bonus is Manchester. 3 questions on 18th century German architecture. Considered to be Rococo masterpieces, the UNESCO-listed pilgrimage church of Wies, near the Alps, and the Basilica of the 14 Holy Helpers, near Bamberg, are both in which German state?
What's this going to be near the German? I've no
Bavaria?
Bavarian's not bad, Jess.
Bavaria?
Correct. From 1720, Balthasar Neumann directed the construction of the palace or residence of the Prince Bishop of which city, located between Frankfurt and Nuremberg?
Frankfurt and Nuremberg.
Mines? Is that what that is?
Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad.
Nominate Grady.
Mines?
No, it's Würzburg. Finally, from 1745, which ruler ordered the construction of the Rococo Sanssouci Palace in Potsdam?
1775.
17.
Frederick, someone?
Frederick the Great?
Second?
Go with the second? I have no idea, to be honest with you.
Frederick the Great.
Correct, it is Frederick the Great. Let's start the question now. In 1959, at the age of 28, which British artist notably painted a copy of Georges Seurat's Bridge at Courbevoie that still hangs in her studio today, and which she is described as a tool for understanding the science of colour? She produced several pointillist works herself, leading to the development of the abstract op art style.
UCL Izzet-Dust.
Riley.
It is Bridget Riley, yes. Your bonuses, UCL, 3 questions on a French thinker. From 1656, who wrote the provincial letters in defence of Antoine Arnauld, a Jansenist put on trial before the Faculty of Theology in Paris for his controversial religious works?
I don't know, French, 1600. Try Descartes.
Descartes? Yeah. Descartes?
No, he died in 1650. It's Blaise Pascal. The provincial letters include humorous attacks on casuistry and concern both divine grace and the ethical code of which religious order?
So probably Jesuits.
Jesuits?
Correct. Concerning acceptance of Christian faith, the necessity of the wager is a well-known chapter of which collection of writings by Pascal?
Pensée.
Pensée?
Correct. Now let's start a question now. The 1835 Republican uprising, known in English as the Ragamuffin War, took place in the far south of which country? In 1836, the rebels declared the independence of the Republic of Rio Grande...
UCL, is it dust?
Brazil.
It is the Empire of Brazil, yes. Your bonuses, UCL, are on dentistry. I need a specific single-word term in each case. What specific term refers to the surface of a molar tooth adjacent to the cheek?
Like cuspid? Is that because
Oh, yeah, that's a thing. Cuspid.
Cuspid?
No, it's buccal. What term refers to the surface of a tooth that contacts an opposing surface of the tooth in the opposite jaw?
That could be, yeah.
molar?
No, that
cuspid?
could be cuspid.
Okay.
Do you know what cuspid is?
No.
I just know it's a thing
We
because they
don't
say
know.
it in Charlie and the Chocolate
It's a
Factory
tooth.
when Willy
There's
Wonka's
also
dad's-
molar, there's
Yeah.
bicuspid. I don't know.
Oppositional or something.
Oppositional.
Reflex, I don't know.
Try some.
Oppositional?
No, it's occlusal. What term refers to the surface of a tooth next to the tongue?
Please be
Just
cuspid.
go cuspid.
No, but-
Tongue would be like glossal or...
Okay,
Yeah, you know more than
Glottal,
us,
then
so-
glossal.
Glossal.
Yeah, glossal. Sure.
Glossal?
No, it's lingual. We'll have a picture round now. For your picture starter, you'll see a map of India on the eve of independence from Britain, showing its many nominally self-governing princely states. For 10 points, give me the three-word name of the princely state highlighted in red.
UCL Finlay.
Punjab and Kashmir.
No,
Manchester Senehedira.
Jammu and Kashmir?
it is Jammu and Kashmir, yes. You just saw the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir, one of the largest of the princely states of the Raj. For your bonuses, you'll see three more of the larger princely states. 5 points for each you can name. First,
Somewhere South India, Kerala.
Is that where, is that where Bangalore is?
Yeah, I was wondering that actually. But isn't Bangalore on the west? I don't know. Bangalore?
there's Mysore. Second,
Rajasthan?
Yeah, that could be where Rajasthan is.
Yeah. Rajasthan?
no, it's Jodhpur. Finally,
Absolutely no idea. Somewhere in the Deccan Plain.
It's a big Indian region.
No idea. The Deccan something.
funny enough, no. It's Hyderabad. Let's start a question. Born in Wisconsin in 1938, which computer scientist, also known for a notation for large numbers and the typesetting system...
UCL Hall.
Knuth.
It is Knuth, yes. Your bonuses then, UCL, 3 questions on Italian film directors. Born in 1902, which neo-realist directors' films include The Children Are Watching Us, Shoeshine and Bicycle Thieves?
What's it called? The Seeker.
Nominate as it does.
The Seeker.
Correct. Which director's neo-realist trilogy began with the 1945 film Rome Open City and was completed by Pisa and Germany Year Zero?
Rossellini.
Rossellini?
Correct. Finally, who directed the 1942 film Ossessione, or Obsession, an adaptation of James M. Cain's novel The Postman Always Rings Twice? His later films include Bellissima and Death in Venice.
Ooh, what's it called? Visconti.
Yeah. Visconti?
It is Visconti, yes. Another start question. Answer in French or English. Written in 1961, shortly before its author's death, which book takes its title from the opening French lyrics of The Internationale? It concerns the dehumanising psychological effects of colonialism and was written by the...
Manchester Grady.
The Wretched of the Earth.
It is The Wretched of the Earth, yes. 3 questions on the word red in other languages. Its name meaning Red River, the Kazalurmak, is the longest river that flows wholly within what country? Known in ancient times by the Greek name Halis, it meets the sea between the cities of Sinop and Samsun.
That's Turkey.
Turkey.
Turkey?
Correct. Its name meaning red sand, the Kizilkum, is a large desert that covers much of the central and western regions of what country, along with southern areas of neighbouring Kazakhstan?
Maybe, could that be Turkmenistan, maybe?
It'd be one of them.
I think Turkmenistan could be a shout.
Yeah. Turkmenistan?
Like it's Uzbekistan. Their name meaning redheads, the Kizilbash were Turkmen warriors who were prominent in the rise of which Persian empire, founded in 1501?
1501.
Is that the...
Which would you say Persian Empire?
Persian Empire.
Yeah.
Oh, Mughals?
Yeah.
Sure.
Mughals?
No, it's a Safavid dynasty. Let's start a question. What is the English title of the poem that, in one translation, begins with the lines, "Upon a shore of desolate waves stood he with lofty musings grave"? Written by Pushkin, it is set during a flood in...
Manchester Grady.
Eugene Onegin.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. During a flood in St. Petersburg and relates to a statue of Peter the Great that comes to life.
UCL is it dust?
The Bronze Horseman.
It is the Bronze Horseman, yes. Your bonuses, UCL, 3 questions on hip-hop production. First, manufactured by Roland between 1980 and 1983, which drum machine is commonly referred to as hip-hop's equivalent to the Fender Stratocaster guitar? The full name or the numerical abbreviation are both acceptable answers.
808.
808 is correct. What is the stage name of the hip-hop producer noted for the influential album Donuts, released 3 days before his death in 2006? The musician Questlove once called him the music god that music gods and music experts and music lovers worship.
2000, like, I don't know when J Dilla?
Yes, it is J Dilla. Who formed the hip-hop production duo The Neptunes alongside partner Chad Hugo in 1992? More recently, he has been a featuring artist on hit songs such as Daft Punk's Get Lucky.
Niall. No, sorry. Not Nile Rodgers.
Pharrell Williams.
It is Pharrell Williams, yes. Let's start a question now. What 3-letter abbreviation is given to a group of transcription factor genes found in most animal species and crucial in specifying regions along the...
Manchester de los Reyes White.
Hox.
Hox genes is correct. Your bonuses, Manchester. 3 questions on African footballers in the 1990s. Abedi Pele won the African Cup of Nations with Ghana and captained the national side. He also won the 1993 Champions League with which club? To date, the only French winners of the competition.
Marseille.
Nominate Coleman.
Marseille.
It is Olympique Marseille. Francois Omar Biik scored the only goal of the opening match of the 1990 World Cup to defeat an Argentina side captained by Maradona. For which country did Omar Biik play?
I don't know. Have you got anything?
It's in 1990, that's Italian.
Italian 90, yeah.
Could be like, almost could be like Egypt, it could be Algeria.
Cameroon, were they there? No, I could just
Senegal.
go for Senegal then.
Egypt.
Egypt.
Bad luck, it's Cameroon. Finally, 3 times African Player of the Year and since 2018 the president of his country, which striker won both the FIFA World Player of the Year award and Ballon d'Or in 1995 while playing for AC?
Nominate Coleman.
George Weah.
It is George Weah, yes. Let's start a question. What 5-letter Latin word links all of the following? A 1660 royal panegyric by John Dryden, the second of Anthony Trollope's novels about the Irish politician Phineas Finn, and John Updike's second novel about the former athlete Harry Angstrom, or Rabbit.
Manchester Grady.
Redux.
It is Redux, yes. 3 questions for you, Manchester, on an Anglo-Saxon king. First, who acceded to the throne of Northumbria in 633 and promoted the spread of Christianity? After his death, he was venerated as a martyr.
It's way too early to be
Yeah, Canute. I've literally...
Athelstan something.
Great guess. Great guess.
Athelstan.
St. Oswald. At Oswald's invitation, which saint led a group of Irish monks from Iona to found a monastery and a missionary bishopric at Lindisfarne?
Oh, God.
No. So that he was Turkish.
Give yourself a chance, come on.
I'll pass.
It's St. Aidan. Finally, in 642, Oswald died at the Battle of Macerfield. The victor was Penda, the pagan ruler of which kingdom?
Wessex.
Wessex is not a bad guess.
It's a kingdom.
Is that pagan?
No,
I don't know.
it'd be like Norway, Denmark.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a better shout. Norway.
That's Mercia. No. Let's have a music round now. For your music starter, you'll hear a segment of a piece of jazz music. For 10 points, please give me the name of the artist singing.
Oh, lullaby of birdland.
UCL is it dust?
Vaughan.
No.
Always here when you sigh. Never in my wordland could there be words to reveal in a phrase how I feel. Have you ever heard 2 turtle doves?
Manchester
Ella Fitzgerald?
It is Ella Fitzgerald, yes. It was, of course, Ella Fitzgerald singing Lullaby of Birdland, a jazz standard composed by George Shearing in honour of the Birdland Jazz Club in New York. Your music bonus will be 3 live recordings from Birdland. In each case, please name the artist performing. Firstly, this trumpeter.
That's fast.
Lee Morgan? Who are you thinking?
Oh, literally nothing.
Okay.
Empty head, sorry. You're the jazz man.
Trumpeter I know is either Armstrong
Yeah,
or
that's what I've got
Davis.
about 6 years.
Yeah, exactly. We're not confused there.
No, it sounds all bebop-y, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You look like you're having a good time, but you are behind, so come on, let's have an answer.
Lee Morgan?
No, it's Miles Davis.
Yeah.
Secondly, this pianist playing a tune he co-wrote.
It's probably Errol Garner.
Like Misty. what chords, like so octatum maybe. Really exhausting my jazz knowledge here.
No, hold on. It's. Yeah, it sounds sort of sentimental. Errol Garner?
It's Bill Evans. Finally, this saxophonist.
Coltrane?
Might be Coltrane. Oh, this is Birdland. So
The whole thing's bird.
Yeah, sorry. Coltrane.
It is John Coltrane, yes. 10 points in it. Another starter question. Produced in minute amounts through minor branches of the decay chains of uranium and thorium, which radioactive group 17 element is often reckoned to be the rarest element occurring naturally in the Earth's crust? Its longest-lived natural isotope has a half-life of just 56 seconds, and its name comes from the Greek for unstable.
UCL Hall.
Astatine.
It is astatine, yes. Your bonus is UCL 3 questions on a mathematical work. Published posthumously in 1713, Ars Conjectandi, or the art of conjecturing, is a major work by which Swiss mathematician. It contains numerous significant contributions to combinatorics and probability theory.
Maybe Bernoulli, because he was Swiss.
Swiss, yeah. Bernoulli?
Correct. In the Ars Conjectandi, Bernoulli gave the first statement and proof of the idea that as the number of trials of a random process increases, the value of the actual mean of the results approaches the expected or theoretical mean. This theorem is known by what name, often abbreviated to LLN?
Like
Law of
large numbers.
Law of large numbers?
Correct. Which mathematician's 1843 Notes on the Analytical Engine concludes with a description of an algorithm for calculating Bernoulli numbers, a sequence of rational numbers described in the Ars Conjectandi?
It sounds like it's for a computer.
It could be like Ada Lovelace or Babbage. I don't know. What do you want?
Lovelace?
Yeah. Ada Lovelace?
Correct. Let's start a question now. Guwahati is the largest city of which?
UCL is it dust.
Assam.
Here's Assam. Well done. Your bonus is UCL 3 questions on the Behistun inscription in Iran. The trilingual inscription in Old Persian, Elamite and Babylonian at Mount Behistun provided an important key to the decipherment of which ancient script?
Probably higher.
It's
Oh,
Zoroaster.
cuneiform? No, it's a
cuneiform.
script.
It could be
cuneiform.
The script?
Yeah, cuneiform.
Cuneiform?
Correct. Babylonian was, along with Assyrian, a variety of which ancient Semitic language?
Akkadian?
Akkadian.
Probably Akkadian.
Is that the...
Yeah.
okay. Akkadian?
Correct. The monument features a relief depicting Darius the Great and 12 others below a representation of which deity, the supreme god of Zoroastrianism?
Ahura Mazda.
Ahura Mazda.
Ahura Mazda is correct. Let's start a question. Agustin de Iturbide and the Austrian Archduke Maximilian of Habsburg-Lorraine are the...
UCL is it dust.
Mexico.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Are the only two people to have held what political title, the former holding it from 1822 to 1823 and the latter from 1864 to 1867?
Manchester Coleman.
Emperor of Mexico.
Emperor of Mexico is correct. Yes, that's what we need, I'm afraid. Bad luck, UCL. Your bonuses then, Manchester, are on places named in songs by the Beatles. In each case, name the place from the description. According to the lyrics of Get Back, Jojo left his home in which American city of the southwest United States, a former territorial capital approximately 170 kilometres southwest of Phoenix?
Jojo left his home in Tucson, Arizona.
Tucson, Arizona.
Correct. A newspaper article referenced in A Day in the Life mentions 4,000 holes in which northern English town, located between Preston and Accrington?
Nominate Grady.
Blackburn, Lancashire.
Correct. Back in the USSR, Paul McCartney sings that which Soviet republic is always on his mind? It has been an independent state since
Nominate
1991.
Georgia.
Well done. It is Georgia. Another side question. The formation of large amounts of what element in a star's core through the silicon burning process is the trigger for core collapse in Type II supernovae?
UCL Finlay.
Uranium.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. This is because isotopes of this transition metal have very high binding energies so that the star cannot produce enough energy through fusion to support itself.
Manchester de los Reyes White.
Iron.
Iron is correct. Your bonus is then, Manchester, 3 questions on French economists. Born in 1767, which French economist is best known for his law of markets, which proposes that supply creates its own demand?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No point.
Pass.
It's Jean-Baptiste Say, a proponent of liberal free trade economics. Which leading pacifist shared the first Nobel Peace Prize in 1901 with Henri Dunant?
1901.
The first one.
First one. Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember. Pass.
Frederick Passy. Abhijit Banerjee, Michael Kremer, and which Paris-born economist shared the 2019 Nobel Prize for, quote, their experimental approach to alleviating global poverty?
We should at least guess one. Okay.
Guess a French name, but economist.
Let's make a French noise.
Nominate Coleman.
Rougier.
I don't think you wanted to be nominated, actually. It's Esther Duflo. Let's take a picture round now. For your picture starter, you'll see a small section of a 14th century painting. For 10 points, name the 2 human figures it depicts.
UCL Finlay.
The Princes in the Tower?
No.
Manchester Senehedira.
Romulus and Remus.
It is Romulus and Remus, yes. You just saw Romulus and Remus as they appear in a large work by the Sienese painter Lorenzetti. Your picture bonuses are 3 more artworks depicting either twins or figures that closely resemble one another. 5 points for each artist you can name. First, this French artist.
Oh, that's...
It looks like Renoir, yeah. Renoir?
No, it's Morisot. Second, this Italian artist.
Ooh, not too... Oh, this is...
What are you thinking?
No, it won't come to me in time. Jacopo... No, sorry.
It's Tiepolo. Finally, this illustrator.
Well, that's Alice in Wonderland. Who did Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah, but who's the...
Did Lewis Carroll do it himself?
Lewis Carroll?
No, it's John Tenniel. Another starter question. From the 9th century, Baldwin Iron Arm and his son, Baldwin the Bald, were the first 2 rulers of which historical territory, now a region of Belgium?
UCL is a dust.
Flanders.
Flanders is correct. Your bonuses, UCL, are 3 questions on the tabletop game Dungeons & Dragons. First, the only creature in the Monster Manual with a challenge rating of 30, the Tarasque is named after a legendary creature from Provence that was tamed by St. Martha, according to what medieval collection of hagiographies by Jacobus de Voragine?
Maybe like, I don't know, the Golden Legend or something.
Golden Legends.
Correct. One of the few monsters to rival the Tarasque in power, what 5-headed dragon shares its name with the Mesopotamian creator goddess killed by Marduk in the creation myth, the Enuma Elish?
Tiamat.
Tiamat.
Correct. Often depicted as a giant cephalopod, of what creature does the Monster Manual say that galleons and warships vanish when its tentacles uncoil from the deep?
The Kraken.
Kraken.
The Kraken is correct. 5 minutes to go. The anhydrous form of which acid is known as its white fuming form? It also has a red fuming form, which is made by combining the acid with water and dinitrogen tetroxide or nitrogen dioxide.
Manchester de los Reyes White.
Is this nitric acid?
It is nitric acid, yes. Your bonuses are on names of foods that share their last 3 letters with the names of African capitals, for example, Moussaka and Lusaka. In each case, give the word from the description. First, a small, relatively plain cake, often eaten with butter. Varieties include tatty in Scotland and singing hinny in North East England. Its last 3 letters are the same as those of the capital of Botswana.
Scone and Gaborone.
Yeah, it's Scone.
Nominate Grady.
Scone and Gaborone.
Correct. A Polish word meaning sausage. Its last 3 letters are the same as those of a capital on the River Congo.
So that's going to be...
Kinshasa. Kinshasa and Kielbasa.
Yeah.
Nominate Grady.
Kinshasa and Kielbasa.
Correct. Finally, a garlic mayonnaise associated with Provence. Its last 3 letters are the same as those of a North African capital on the Mediterranean.
Tripoli and Oli. Yeah.
Nominate Grady.
Aioli and Tripoli.
Correct. 5 points in it. Another starter question. Indicating a tribute or an expression of admiration, what short Greek-derived word originally meant a song of praise to Apollo as a god of healing, under the Homeric name for the physician?
UCL is a dust.
Him.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. For the physician of the gods.
Manchester Grady.
Kudos.
No, it's a paean. Another starter question. Claire Denis' 1999 film Beau Travail is a loose adaptation of which novella by Herman?
UCL is a dust.
Billy Budd.
Billy Budd is correct. Your bonuses, UCL, 3 questions on bat species and families. First, which large family of bats has over 400 species, including the pipistrelle and noctule? In the plural, the same word indicates one of the canonical hours of the Christian breviary.
So like Vespers, Matin. So like, I don't know.
What are the hours of the breviary?
Vesper, then
I feel like those are bat related. So
Okay,
I may have heard those.
sorry, Vesper.
Vesper.
Vesper is correct. The family of Noctilionidae is known alternatively as fisherman bats, or by what more common name after their resemblance to a breed of dog?
Doberman, Alsatian, Eddie Labrador.
Alsatian sounds.
Come on.
Alsatian.
No, it's bulldog bats. Finally, the family Rhinolophidae is known by what common name because of the resemblance of a fleshy structure surrounding the nostrils to a type of metal object, one of which can be seen on the flag of Rutland?
Like
Sword. Sword.
Flower trap.
Say sword. I don't know.
Tree. Wait, sword.
No, it's horseshoe. Another starter question. On Norcombe Hill, on the road from Emminster and Chalk Newton, a shepherd first encounters his future love in chapter 1 of which novel of the 1870s? Later, the scene moves to Casterbridge.
UCL Hall.
Far from the Madding Crowd.
It is Far from the Madding Crowd by Hardy, yes. Your bonuses usually have 3 questions on fantasy in the early 20th century. First, a 1920 novel by the Scottish author David Lindsay is entitled A Voyage to which star? The planet Tormance orbits the fictionalised star of the novel, while in reality it is the brightest star in the constellation Boötes and one of the brightest in the night sky.
Beetlejuice? No, Beetlejuice isn't in Beetlejuice. It could be like Vega.
No, I don't remember.
Vega?
No, it's Arcturus. First serialised in 1906, The Wonderful Adventures of Niels centres on a young boy who is transformed into a gnome-like creature known as a tomte. Which Swedish Nobel laureate wrote it?
Lagerlof.
Lagerlof.
Correct. Published in 1924, The King of Elfland's Daughter is a novel by which influential Anglo-Irish writer of fantasy?
It could be... no, she's American.
Stoker.
What's
no.
his...
I don't know. Just
M.R. James?
Lovecraft. Lovecraft's American.
Okay, Ursula Le Guin.
No, it's Lord Dunsany or Edward Plunkett. Let's start a question. The UNESCO citation for the old town of Lamu on the Indian Ocean mentions which distinctive coastal culture? The name of this culture is also that of a language that is wide...
Manchester Coleman.
Swahili.
Swahili is correct. Your bonuses then are on philosophy. What Greek-derived term did Foucault coin to refer to places set apart in some way from the norms of public life, citing examples ranging from cinemas to boarding schools to psychiatric hospitals?
Don't know. Just pass.
Heterotopias. In his mid-1930s essay Discourse in the Novel, which Russian philosopher and literary theorist coined the term heteroglossia to denote the presence in a text of a multiplicity of social voices in terms of both points of view and modes of speech?
Bakunin, maybe?
Bakunin.
No, it's Bakhtin. In a work of 1788, which philosopher used the terms autonomy and heteronomy to refer respectively to moral action directed solely by one's own rationality and moral action directed by desires or
Thomas
external...
Paine?
No, it's Immanuel Kant. Let's start a question. In September 1950, an amphibious invasion at which port near the mouth of the Han River, west of Seoul...
UCL Finlay.
The Incheon landings?
Correct, yes. Your bonuses are on figures in Greek myth who are the subjects of operas by Handel. Identify each from the description. In each case, I need the name of the figure, not the opera. First, the son of Agamemnon and Clytemnestra and brother of Electra. With his sister's help, he murders his mother and her lover when he learns that they were responsible for his father's death. He is the main character in a trilogy replaced by Aeschylus.
Orestes.
Orestes.
Correct. Secondly, a sea nymph loved by the Cyclops Polyphemus and in love with the young shepherd Acis. In some versions of the Pygmalion story, the same name is given to the statue Pygmalion creates.
Galatea.
Galatea.
Correct. Finally, a Cretan princess, daughter of Minos and Pasiphae, who falls in love with Theseus and helps him escape her father's labyrinth.
Ariadne.
Yeah, Ariadne.
Correct. Let's start a question now. The AGIL scheme of economic... And that regarding Manchester University at 165 and UCL at 210 points. Well, Manchester, it's nice to see you guys smiling because you've been hugely entertaining. Thank you so much for being an unbelievably impressive team. And I thought you put in a fantastic performance against an incredibly strong team. The bonuses didn't quite fall for you today. There were a few strings of bonuses where I think...
The 11s.
You didn't have... And jazz music was a slight letdown. But you've been absolutely brilliant and done yourselves and Manchester proud. Have you had a good time?
Yeah, really good.
Time.
We've loved having you. All the very best for a glorious and no doubt successful future. It's been really good to see you. Thank you so much. UCL, I mean, to get over 200 points against such a strong team at this stage of the competition, you did make it stressful for yourselves, racing ahead with a really strong lead, and then you let them back into the game. But some very strong starters at the end means we're going to see you in the final, which is hugely exciting, and indeed Jeremy Bentham too. So congratulations to you. I hope you can join us next time for the final of this year's series. But until then, it's goodbye from Manchester University.
Bye.
Bye.
It's goodbye for now from UCL.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.